Yo, it's Real 92.3, man. LA's home for hip hop. You already know the real after party bootleg. Cav, Damage, Drace, and not your special guest in the building.
Cyhi.
Hey.
Cyhi is here.
Whoa.
Yo, man, the album is upon us.
Yes, man.
Pre-orders are officially up, right?
Absolutely. Album drops this Friday, the
Oh
17th.
Woo!
I'm excited.
It's like a very, I mean, I feel like I've been waiting it feels like a decade. I mean, it's
Right.
probably been more like 7 years or so, but it feels like a long time we've been waiting for the official Cyhi album.
Yeah, man. You know, it's been a journey. It's been something that I've been working on since I was young. So what I did was I did a lot of mixtapes, but I never gave away the stories that I actually wanted to rap about.
I got you.
I still have them. So I'm not rapping about where I'm at now in my life. I have to start at the beginning of my story. So that's what No Dope on Sunday is. Something that kind of, gives you the beginning of who I am, and I could take you on that journey from there.
So are some of the raps on the album like hella old? Like
No, none of the raps, just the concept.
Just the actual concepts and the stories.
Experiences and stories, yeah. Like, I don't just rap to just rap. Like,
you.
I do that at the radio stations when I pull up.
Of course.
But on my album, these songs is really meaningful. These songs have messages. You know what I'm saying? It's certain contexts that I'm rapping in first person, second person, third person. So it's just a lot of different ways I'm telling this story. But, once you get the album, you'll kind of see the chronicle, story that I put together from Sunday to Sunday. So that's why it's called No Dope on Sunday.
You're producing on his album as well, right?
Yeah. I did everything from scratch. This was the whole album's from scratch. It was something that I wanted to do, like the theme. I want to make the theme of my emotion picture. I call it emotion pictures. You know what I mean? So I wanted to make the soundtrack for that. So I couldn't really just take stuff from different places because it was so personal. I kind of had to draw it from a real place.
Obviously, you got Kanye on the record. Is it still good music? Are you still officially good music?
Well, I'm still affiliated with good music, definitely. It's I just took my distribution situation somewhere else.
Yeah, to put it into your own hands.
Yeah, just somewhere I could, have my own team to, do something. Because it's like when you working for, and when you have an all-star squad, you can't help but go with what you know. You know what I mean? It ain't no point that the people feel like, why would I mess up the rotation when we win in 72 games? But, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to, move your situation somewhere else. So.
If Designer would have put an album out before you, I'd have been angry for the record.
Nah. I mean, Designer, it's just, they have that music is flourishing right now. So
Will he be on the album?
I hope not.
not Designer. We didn't get Designer this time.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Maybe the second
next time.
Nah. I don't want to hear you on a song with
He
Designer.
can do ad-libs.
Don't play. Don't
Hey, man, don't
design.
I think Designer is the shit.
The
I think
salt and pepper that he puts on records,
Right,
okay?
right,
He sprinkles some
we don't want to
sauce
hear you
on
on let Designer do Designer, man. We'll let Cyhi do Cyhi.
Right, well,
Two
great
different
writers and artists always know how to blend them. Like the different vibes I gave Trav, or you may hear Push on my album is very different than probably what you used to hearing them on. So yeah.
Is Push's verse about cocaine?
Yeah, it has some of that in there.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But my album is about cocaine, so
Beautiful.
you know what I'm saying? My album is about everything.
That's for the record, I only want Pusha to rap about cocaine. Because
Right.
Clips is my favorite top 2 or 3 favorite rap group of all time.
Yeah, so that's why I had to get him, because it's No Dope on Sunday. So
It makes sense.
You got to think about it. Monday through Saturday, it's a lot of shit going on to say No Dope on Sunday. So
Yo, is that why you have the preacher shirt on? I've noticed you've been, you got the...
This is something I want to this is something I'm taking very seriously, far as like the street gospel. Like, I think it's a lot of guys that is looking for that God, and sometimes, man, they looking for somebody who gonna really, step up and say certain things that kind of get our community back in order as well.
Right.
Like, we ain't saying you got to stop hustling. We ain't saying, you got to stop doing what you got to do, but do it in a certain way where you still have integrity, and also
Morals.
don't hinder, too many people that it don't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? No women and kids, in so many words. It's like, if this grown man business, this grown man business, we going to handle it like grown men. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of, those are the lessons that I'm giving on the album. It's very, OG-ish, because it's like, when I first got in the game, these are the things that they was telling me, like, hey, you gonna have to do this, don't bring that shit over here, whoop the whoop, don't be bringing no extra whoop whoop, you see cameras, make sure you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of giving that off, because it seems like, Instagram is like taking over the mental capacity of human beings at this point.
We were talking earlier, there was like a supposed fight between what's the guy's
Migos
name?
and XXX.
XXX and this guy like XXX, who I think his album is dope, by the way.
Yeah.
But
Good album.
he literally was on Instagram story for like the last 2 hours, just posting about all his wounds, and I was like, "Yo, fam, like relax, like keep that shit off the internet." Like,
Yeah, I mean, you know.
sometimes you
man.
got to keep stuff off the internet, right?
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes it's gonna eventually make it, so you might well address it
Get
before.
ahead of the curve. That's
you know?
that's what I
Yeah,
was saying
but
too.
it's also this generation too. I feel like all these SoundCloud rappers, as soon as something happens, they go right to IG and take it there. It's like if they broke a nail, they about to go tell you why they broke it, who broke the nail, and I feel like they just be dry snitching on
That's
each
part
other.
of their fan base though, because those
Little
fans
kids.
that they have are so consumed in their lives.
like my
you know, I
son.
feel like that's part of their marketing. You know,
Since-
And it ain't like they really got real criminal backgrounds and stuff. Like they're just like it's like punk rocking. So
But
it's
they're
like,
talking about like you banned from my city, and they're banning each other from city, or who's that?
Trippy Red. Well,
They're banning
Trippy
each other
Red's
from
from.
cities they're not
Well,
even
I'm curious-
from.
I was going to
which
say
is so
Trippy
crazy.
Red's from Ohio, and he banned the guy with the rainbow hair.
from LA.
Which is that okay?
I mean,
You're from LA, Dre. You would know these things.
I mean, he's got to be tapped in with some reliable people. So you know what I'm saying?
right.
So, Cyhi, what is your opinion on all this new hip hop? Because obviously, we always have like waves of music that's not up to par with what we are fans of, because we're all real hip hop heads here. But I feel like the less than excellent shit is getting more shine than ever.
I mean, it's
Like there was only one Soulja Boy 10 years ago. Now there's like 40 of them. You know what I'm saying?
right. Because it's cool to be like, it's just like hip hop is like the father, but you gotta think about it. It got cousins, it got brothers and sisters. You know what I mean?
right,
So
right.
it's like you gotta think about hip hop is so young. It's only like 45 years old. So
That's true.
most other genres are like hundreds of years old
Yeah.
and stuff. So they had time to like branch off. So I think it's coming to that part where we're gonna have to start branching off. Like you don't have just
Like subgenres.
subgenres. Yeah, you can't just name everything because you got neo soul. Then you got what I'm saying R&B.
Neo soul is a subgenre of R&B.
Yeah.
And I
So-
can dig it.
So I just think the newer guys are more like, I look at it as like punk rap.
Yeah, I
They,
can
they
see
might
that.
not like the word
Some of those
punk,
guys, yeah, some of those
but
guys
it's
for sure.
like like
the way
stage diving, heavy
Yeah.
bass drums, you know what I mean?
Distortion.
Simple hooks, distorted, you know what I mean, sound.
So out of that generation, is there anybody that actually like surprised you that you just came across maybe on accident, or somebody might have put you?
Somebody
up
you're
on?
rocking with.
Yeah,
one of
he
these-
was
one
like,
of
you know
these
what,
young-
this shit
I
kind of
mean,
cool.
well, my favorite young rapper is Kodak Black.
Kodak.
Word,
There
yeah.
you go, see?
What is it that you love about Kodak?
Man, Kodak just so solid to me, bro. He can't.
He's
help
authentic.
It. Yeah, it's just like
That's who he is,
If
bro.
I
I
was,
like
if I
that
was
too.
a young dude, that's who I would be listening to. Or
Yeah.
that,
Like when
that
I lived in Florida like 2014, 15, and when he was coming up, like he's just who he is. Like
He
it ain't
just
no-
100, like
Yeah.
that. Like if you're gonna be 100, like he remind me of like an old Trick, old
Yeah.
Boosie type
Yep.
raps. Like
Mm-hmm.
keep it 1,000 wow. You know what I mean? And still do his thing, but he always just keep it. You could tell he's still grounded.
He's a very
still-
non-industry guy.
Yeah,
That's
Kodak my favorite.
I ain't mad at
Yeah,
that,
a lot
man.
of people, boasting about Kodak, so that's dope.
And he can rap for real.
Yeah, Kodak low key got
Yeah,
bars.
he can
Very
rap.
low key.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
What's your favorite song on the album?
Oh man.
I'm sure it changes from time, but like let's say you have the album right here, and there's 100 people in the room. What's the one song you would want them to hear?
The 100 people in the room. Oh, man, that's hard because it depends on who those 100 people are.
Let's say 100.
Cause there's 100 radio programmers. I'm gonna probably.
No. Okay. Let's take it away from that. No, we don't want to. Not the radio shit.
Oh,
Just
okay.
The fire shit.
Closer is probably my favorite. record.
Nice.
Closer.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a dope, personal record for me. It kind of gives a timeline of, my whole life in general.
I think that's what we should, talk about a little bit more, because if you're listening to your music, you kick a lot of dope freestyles, but I feel like this is kind of like the autobiography. We really get to go in depth of the experiences of Cyhi The Prynce.
Right.
What are some of those things, man, that you are rapping about, that you experienced, that you want to share?
Man, a lot of people think I'm like, most of the good rappers these days like have a good education.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like I'm like a 9th grade dropout, so it's like
Like Jacob went to college.
yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
you know what I'm saying? Like so it's like, you kind of expected to be like somewhat, you know what I'm saying?
But you so articulate, I feel like people kind of look at you the same way. You know?
Yeah. Nah. See, the thing is, you know what I'm saying? I've been jumped too many times, so we can't be looked at the same way.
Right.
And I've been shot at just one too many times. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still a cool guy, but you know what I mean? In Atlanta, it's just, I don't know, it's like, it's very urban, man. Like, you know, it ain't really an outlet where, like, when I went to Houston, like, I think I was about 19, 20, I went to Houston. It was a rude awakening for me just to be able to have a conversation with, like, a white person. Because I never had dialogue with them because I'm such, you know what I mean? My neighborhood is, like, predominantly black. So it's like, it was different. Like, the trap was almost like for fun. It wasn't for fun, but it was just like, it was like everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
In so many words. Like, if you didn't go to college, it was like, that's just what you was doing. So, I don't know, man. I just think that, you know, my album kind of contains that, and people think like I'm just like a scholar for some reason. And people ask me, did you really go to, because I named my label Ivy State. People like, man, did you really go to an Ivy League school? I'd be like, nah. Yeah, which one? Princeton? Like, nah, bro. So I think it's just, these are real stories. People might be surprised and think I'm like making these stories and making these things up in the studio, but these are real experiences that I experienced on like a sober, you know, spiritual level, that it's like being in the car, you know what I'm saying, looking for some niggas. You really don't want to be in the car, but your niggas want to be in the car. Look, go kill every nigga in this neighborhood, and you just trying to figure out, please don't let us see these niggas. Please do not let us see them. Like, they are geek. I'm in the backseat like, please, Lord, do not let them be outside at the store. And that's what my album is about. It's just about being in the car when you really don't supposed to be in the car, but you in the car because, hey, you don't live with your mama no more. You know what I mean? So those type of experiences is just what I feel like a lot of guys could, you know, that's the difference between you going to the penitentiary and not. Yeah. That's what no dope on Sundays mean. Just having that spirituality or that counselor that can kind of, like, I done lied to get ourselves out of some stuff. Like, oh, bro, they ain't tripping. They ain't even in there. They ain't even, they in there bottles.
Yo, I
and
think
everything.
I saw him over there.
You know what I'm saying? You know, most dudes gonna be like, oh, they was in there. No, they ain't even, but they ain't even in there. I told you one ain't gonna be popping tonight. Let go. You know what I mean? So different things like that is how I was, that's what I feel like No Dope on Sunday is. Like, you lose some battles to win the war.
Curious, have you ever resold a pair of Yeezys that you got?
Damn, have I? Well, you know what? I just order them, and I just order multiple pairs. So yeah, I have. I mean, they not mine. Like,
I know I hitting next release.
I could get more than one size.
I would do the same shit. I'm like, yo, Kanye, I'm gonna need a whole full-size run, bro.
Family is
Until you put my album out, I'm gonna just need them Yeezys.
But you know what's crazy? I be having to pay for them too, so you gotta pay shipping and handling too.
That's okay.
As long as you get them retail, you good, baby. You good.
Yo, flip them bitches.
We hit Cyhi next
I don't
release.
have to flip them like that, but I definitely buy my friends.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Cyhi whole family got Yeezys on their feet. You know that.
Them new joints not popping though.
Yeah, which one?
Wave Runner joints.
I'm saying
They ahead of their time.
like sketch-
Oh, no,
I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
I think the people are saying they're popping.
Yeah,
the people.
I mean, the people say that.
Yeah.
And
And
the
Kev
people
is,
matter.
Kev
The
is a
people
Kanye
matter.
fan, so you know what I'm saying.
Yo, I'm like,
So,
I didn't
yeah.
even, this wasn't even on purpose.
The shoes are getting bigger, bro.
Oh no, I love it. Just the,
The
new
shoes
Yeezys.
are
They
getting
get bigger,
They're-
bro.
Yeah, they sure are.
Right.
Look like
Like
Spice
little
Girls out
balls.
here.
Like a
You
little
know,
yacht.
Motherfuckers out here walking around in Hooters, fucking waitress shoes and shit.
It always changes, man.
It is. I feel like you're one of the most underrated MCs. In your opinion, who are some of the most underrated guys in the game when it comes to this rapping shit?
Oh man.
Me and Dre always say Sean Price is up there.
Yeah.
Super nice. Love Sean.
Crit is always
Yeah, of
there.
course.
I mean, from my generation, I love Joey Badass. Dang, what's my boy name? Oh, you know who called? Mozzie.
Mozzie's hard.
What up, Rocky?
We just had Mozzie up here.
Mozzie
top
hard, bro. Mozzie hard, bro.
We got to get the Mozzie Cyhi record done.
Absolutely.
Where that's at?
Who's somebody that you
Absolutely.
want to work with that you get to work on this album?
Mozzie.
Mozzie. We
That's-
gonna make a Mozzie record happen. That's
We
my
making
guy.
that call.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll put the call in right
Yeah,
now.
Mozzie, that's what I want to do a record with.
Mozzie and Cyhi. That was
Yeah.
a movie.
For sure.
What year did you sign with Good Music?
Man, a lot of people think I haven't officially signed it.
Okay, well, what year were you hanging it? Like, what year did you start kicking it?
I think about 2011, 2010, around somewhere in in that area.
Did you ever hear stories about the? Because obviously you weren't on the Glow in the Dark tour, but did you ever hear stories that Kanye had porn stars hired to go on tour and was like as masseuses?
I mean, shit, you can have what you want on tour.
Huh?
We didn't know he did that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what.
No, Kanye's a porn head like me, so he knows what he was doing.
Listen, at the end of the day, shit, man, when we were young and you living that life, shit, you can have, shit, you probably got all
That's a
types of
consequence.
shit.
Told me that before. I was like, oh, that's ill. He's like, yeah, man, this is the on tour masseuse was just hand jobs for everybody.
Total accident.
What's some of those things you possibly did on tour? You know, that was crazy back then.
Man, I never went on tour with Ye. Actually, I've been to a couple shows, but I don't think I've ever been on tour. It's just the I guess the diversity of people that you may meet backstage is like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be anybody from Madonna to Chris Rock to Paul McCartney to, like, it's just like being with bruh is like, man, you have to, like, I was in the room with Daft Punk and didn't even know it was Daft Punk.
Because they didn't have their masks. They didn't have their gear on.
Unsuited.
Yeah, like I was just walking past them like,
White guys.
yeah, just like regular guys.
I was just watching that Yeezy documentary where you was talking about you're the guy right there. If you just want to scream at him, at somebody, you just encourage them like, yo, man, you need to scream at somebody, scream at me, man.
Yeah,
You let it
yeah.
out, let it out on me, man.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, that's how, like, you got to think about it, man. Like, people, this ain't art for everybody. A lot of dudes do this for money.
Of course.
And we don't want to say it because it's our people and we need to get money. You know what I'm saying? But when you got somebody who don't do it for money, it's like you got to be a certain type of individual to understand where you're coming from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think on his level where I feel like he thinks so great, he accomplished so many different beautiful and creative things, shit, for him to fuck some money up is a joy to me. Like, if I'm an investor, like, I be feeling him. He like, man, I done did too many great things for you not to afford me an extra 15, 20 million to just fuck up.
Right?
I might make some crazy shit fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, your fuck up is different than my
I could
fuck
make
up.
some beautiful mistakes, bro.
Yeah, like, Basquiat really was just like, man, boy, please, this shit, I'm mad at this person, and it's just like, he ain't really sitting there like Rob Ross.
Yeah, I was scribbling.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he just, it ain't like that. So it's like, now your shit going for 50 million because you was just, you know what I mean? It's just, that's how I look at it. So I can't stunt nobody grow. So I just say, hey, bro, you want to yell? We can pray in here. You know what I'm saying? We can jump on the board, whatever we want to do. Dancers, however you feel. You want a choir in here? Let's bring a choir. You want some pets? You know what I'm saying? You want some dolls running through? Bring some dolls. You want some flowers, roses, and
Whatever you need.
yeah, man, just fit the vibe. So I don't never stunt nobody grow shit. If that's how you want to create, let's get it.
Besides Pusha and Kanye, who else on the album rapping?
Good music is definitely on the album. Definitely Schoolboy Q is on the album.
Oh, dope.
2 Chainz is on the album.
True.
You know, I got a few
True.
singers on it as well.
Okay.
You know, Stale is on the album. Jagged Edge.
Oh,
So I
wow.
got-
That's a
Two
dope.
names I haven't
That's
heard in a
dope.
long time.
Yeah, so like I said, I kind of wanted to be, these are different stories. These are different characters of the story. So I wanted them to be different. You know, since some come from an OG perspective, some come from, you know, my age group, some come from a women perspective. So a lot of different things that I want, you know, a lot of different feels and textures I wanted on it.
I know you say you handled a lot of the production, but is there a Kanye beat on the album?
It's not actually a Kanye beat on the album.
Because he don't make beats for people no more.
Oh yes, it's not.
Ish.
It's an. I mean, I don't know if I can call him the new Kanye now. Like, but this Kanye is a different. I don't know what the hell they gave him over there, but I was telling people I can kind of see what y'all be saying the old Kanye now, because I didn't know it till like a month and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? Because I never seen him make a beat from scratch. Like, I seen him like work on beats,
Right.
but they was already there when I got in there. I'm talking about, man, grab the record and put all that shit.
You seen this a month and a half ago?
Man, I seen it like a month ago. Tiana whole album
That's
is
beautiful.
like that. Pusha T whole album like that. It's just like,
That's what I like to hear. I feel like Kanye, it's been like, we used to always look forward to like Kanye produced singles.
Yeah.
right.
Those have been gone for a while, you know?
Yeah, because he kept a balance on the radio. It's like, now it's like, I think he was that last balance of, one thing I want to say to DJs too, no disrespect, but
here
it's
comes
like
something disrespectful.
See, you say no
it ain't the
disrespect.
disrespect, but it's like
Disrespect.
no. It's the BPM thing. Like everybody can't play. Every record can't be played at the same BPM.
Listen, man.
Like
Trust me.
you know what I'm saying? Just be like, I remember Snoop BPM might be a little different than Biggie's, or Outkast's might be a little different than, or Kanye's might be different than 50 Cent's. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you'll have a record like. It's just like a pop record when it's really supposed to be like, oh. So it's like, I think that's what I miss about music, where everything ain't the same tempo. So now, you know what I mean? Because now it's like you could just play an hour, 2 hours long, and you never know the song changed.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm talking
As far
about
as
waves
trap
and
music,
tempos, like
as far as trap music, everything kind of like
BPM.
Everything's between 60 and
65 and 70
74.
BPM.
When I'm streaming music, that is true. Like it's about 3 songs that can go by. It could be Migos, it's
And then
might
you'd be
feature
like,
Migos, or
but
Gucci, and it's kind of like the same song, extended.
But now that, like, even if you try to put a song within that BPM, even if it's a Kodak song or whatever,
That's why I like Kodak. It should be like, what the tone vision like 85 BPM.
Yeah, some random shit.
I like that. Like with just kind of, mess up the monotony a little bit. So that's what I think my album is gonna do as well. Just kind of, not make everything the same BPM, but just kind of give it different vibes and different tempo.
But do you feel like now, being the way the music is, you don't have to have that pressure to have a radio single where you could just be successful, have a whole
Shout out
dope
Crit. He just did
body
numbers.
of work and not even have a radio single? Do you feel like that's the difference as well, as far as like maybe when you came in, it's like you had to have a radio single?
I'm sure if you
or
would
your
have had a
album
radio
is not
single take
dropping.
off, yeah.
But but to me, it's like, even when I'm in a party, I might want to do a different dance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm white. I don't dance. So.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every dance
do
gotta
any
be
dance.
like in the, you know what I'm saying? Like that vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might have to really. Well, so I might want to, I might want to just do my,
You just want to switch it up a
yeah,
little
just
bit.
switch up my dance
I
moves.
want to do the
So,
fucking Dougie every once in a while.
yeah, like, I want to do the different dance. So it's like, a lot of times it's like, even it ain't even Atlanta fault because we so popular, but a lot of other people do Atlanta kind of type.
Everybody
music
does
too.
Atlanta.
So it's like,
Everybody does it.
you know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
I can only do a couple dances. I'd be like kind of mad about that.
Everybody does Atlanta.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, man, let me do it.
I mean, people don't dance no more. I think that's another problem.
Yeah, because
though.
niggas too tough, man.
Were people ever in your ear like, yo, you need to do these trap style records?
Yeah,
And-
that's why I'm putting out my album right now.
There's none. There,
Wow.
That's why
Yeah.
it took this long, because
Good.
I had to fight through that because I'm from Atlanta. It's
Of
different
course.
than being from another city. I still got that chance to be different.
Right.
But if you from Atlanta, it's just like, oh, you have no shot.
Like, bro, which record can we go play at Magic City tonight?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly.
That's like Ritz is from Atlanta too, and he was telling me that's like the most frustrating thing about being like a real dope rapper from Atlanta is like you're the shit that gets played on the radio or the shit that gets loved in the club. It's just one type of music, like, and everyone looks at you to put out that Atlanta shit.
Yeah, and man, a lot of times, man, they gotta understand, like, some artists are to take the music or to take your music to another level as well. Like, sometimes I think it stifles us when it comes to passing that next realm of music. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we always looked at as this type of artist. You only could show up at this type of venue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do stadiums, man. I want
Outkast had it, man. Andre and Big Boy got to get back together, man.
Yeah, I mean that too, but it's other artists like that, like such as myself, that it's just we gotta the fight is a little harder because it's so much money in Atlanta that you would take this 5 bands to play this record versus Cyhi The. What's up, bro? Hey, what's up? Hey, bro, bro just
He just chipped
They
me off.
probably, the
Exactly.
DJs probably be looking at Cyhi like, I'm finna learn something now. I'll play this record.
But as more and more they seeing me now that they see what makes me who I am. It's just like a lot of time now Atlanta is like really championing me because they seeing like we hear this thing where we slow and we can't rap. I'm one of them rappers. They be like, no, see, you know what I'm saying?
You started to be that truck car.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm
Look,
saying?
we got one.
Yeah, we got
What about
one.
him
Like,
though? What you gonna say about?
Exactly. So I think Tip was that at one point too.
Shot Killer Mike too.
Yeah, exactly. It was a few artists that came out that people kind of looked to and turned to for Southern lyricism. So it's
For
dope.
sure. Well, yo, the album comes out Friday.
Yeah, the album comes out Friday, November 17th, man. I'm excited, man. It's super dope. My first one. But I've also, my mixtape's always been like albums. So this is just, continuing the journey, but also, going to new heights with, everything that I'm doing. So hopefully you'll be seeing more from me. And definitely I'm working on other projects, movies, and different things like that that I'm writing. So
just let them fly.
Stay tuned.
Let it fly next year, man. Let it fly.
And we got to have this guy rap, so we're going to come back. But first, introduce the record with Kanye right now, man.
Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Cyhi The Prynce, man. It's that new record, That Side, featuring my partner Kanye West. Good music.
Let's do it. It's Real 92.3.
Hey.